Welcome to MedTalks, your go-to source for health information and medical insights. I'm your host, Juvenava, and we are bringing you the latest in healthcare. Whether you're looking to understand the basics of wellness, gain practical tips for everyday health, or learn about community resources available to help you live a healthier and happier life, MedTalks has you covered. Join us on this journey to better health, and remember, a healthier you starts with a single conversation. Stay informed, stay healthy with MedTalks, where every talk is a step towards a better you.
Grace Med Health Clinic is your home for complete compassionate care. From medical visits to vision screenings, dental care, behavioral health support, and a fully equipped pharmacy, we're here to meet all your health needs. Our dedicated team of providers and staff work together to make every visit welcoming and stress-free. Because at Grace Med, you're not just a patient, you're part of our family. Call 316-866-2000 to schedule your appointment. Grace Med Health Clinic, compassionate care for all.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of MedTalks. I'm here with Michelle Eastman, Vice President of Communications and Marketing from Rainbows United. How are you, Michelle?
I am terrific.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah, we're thrilled to be sharing about Rainbows and the terrific services.
When we started the podcast for MedTalks, it was our goal to really highlight the services that are available out there for our community. Talk to me a little bit about Rainbows United, the history of it, the purpose, the mission, the organization.
You bet. So Rainbows has been part of the Wichita community for 52 years. Mm-hmm. We were started because children at that time, 1972, a lot of them went to state hospitals, and their families really wanted to have them at home, but they didn't know about how to teach them and how to care for them. Mm-hmm. And so our founder, she was 23 years old, and she saw families come to these institutions, and it was heartbreaking. Mm-hmm. And she believed that our community could do better.
Nice.
And so she went to her church, she told them what she wanted to do, and she started Rainbows with 5 children with multiple disabilities in the basement of her church with volunteers. Mm-hmm. And so families began to learn how to care for their children with special needs, how to see what their potential was, and to really nurture that. Then to help the children learn to do basic self-care activities, and really to be successful in the community. One thing that was really important to Linda was that we wrap around the families, that we help them be successful as a family. Children are part of families. And so making sure that that family, is successful and has their needs met will help that child be successful as well. And we believe in that still today. Last year, Rainbow served about 4,000 children. Wow. It's 100% local, not-for-profit. Okay. We serve children birth through age 21 with a special need. Sedgwick County, Butler County, and Sumner County.
Nice.
Our largest service is our infant toddler program, where we serve children birth to 3 years old with early intervention services. Things like speech language pathology, physical therapy, occupational therapy, hearing, vision services. A family maybe has a concern about their child. Maybe they're not doing the things that other children their age are doing. And so, maybe parents are just a little concerned. And so they can call Rainbows. They don't have to have a doctor's referral. We'll do a free evaluation out in the family home. If they qualify for any of those early intervention services, those are provided in the family home by the most incredible group of talented professionals who really care about children and families at no cost to the family.
That's awesome. I had a professional experience with Rainbows United. My gosh, almost like 15, 17 years ago, actually probably like 20 years ago. I worked for Child Start, and I was a a family advocate, and I noticed for early Head Start that one of my kids wasn't meeting the milestones. And so we did a referral to Rainbows, and they came in, like what you just said, wrap the family around with services. And we found out the child did have some disabilities, and just would see them on like their monthly visits and help them with resources and things like that. And it was such a great and positive experience, especially for parents who were scared and nervous and didn't know what it would mean to them in like their life, in their kids' life. And so Rainbows has done a wonderful job for our community, for our state, with all of those services. Can you be a little bit more specific on what happens in those instances when they're trying to do the evaluation? Like, what are they really looking for?
Yeah, so the evaluators will go into the family home. They'll just watch the child and see, how they react to the toys in the room, how they react to the other people in the room. Maybe ask them some questions. And to the child, it's probably going to be playtime. They think they're going to be playing and things, but the therapist will be, watching for the developmental pieces and be able to make their evaluation that way. We also talk to the parents, ask them questions. How many words does your child say? Can you understand them? That sort of thing. Are they sleeping? Are you sleeping? Things like that that are really a normal part of family life. They can tell a lot from that to get those services to
when
them.
you have those parents who are concerned or scared, how do you help them through those challenging moments? Like, how do you help them sort of relieve some of that stress that they might have or fears?
I think that we try to meet families where they are. And take it slow if that's what they need. If they're unsure about a therapist coming into their home, they might meet at a park or at the library until they feel comfortable and understand, what a visit is like. The transportation isn't really a barrier because, we go to the family home of infants and toddlers to do that. So really just assuring that parent that they're doing the best thing for their child and that they know their child best. We come in with ideas and strategies, but, really they know their child the very best. And so in the model that we do, the coaching model, we really help the family or the caregivers understand the therapy so that that becomes a part of their day. It just doesn't happen when Rainbows is in their home. Maybe that Cheerio could be put out, a little bit further, and that makes the child reach for that. Maybe it's some special holiday that's coming up and something, maybe happy birthday, Dad, for the child to practice. And so we really engage the family in helping shape what those goals are for their child, and what fun it is to then, come back the next time with, that caregiver saying, guess what? They said it, and, now we get to work on something else.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I think that the therapists are absolutely will do whatever it takes to make that parent feel comfortable, and that child too. That's a stranger coming in to start with. And so they got a lot of sweet tricks they use in order for them to do therapy when it feels like play.
That's awesome
to them.
When let's just say you have a child who you see for the very first time, they're a very young child. What does that look like for like the future plans with them and being with Rainbows? Does it end at a certain age? What are some like milestones that the families get? The growth of the participation within the program? What does that look like?
Sure. So they'll set goals together, the therapist and the family, and they'll reach those goals, and then a lot of children, fully a third of the children that we serve under 3 will really graduate because they will have met those goals because of the therapy, and maybe it was just a muscle that needed to get stronger in order to walk and have their gait be up to developmental standards. And the therapists have a great list of milestones and things that children should do at particular ages. And like I said, they work together with the family on those. If, let's say, a child still needs services at age 3, we work with the family. We help them transition into the school system. By Kansas law, at 3, they need to get those services through the schools. And so we help the family figure out, what is the school that has the services that they need, and help them then get connected to that next step.
Awesome. You mentioned about all those services that families have. Some, people besides who are in this realm of healthcare or child development, things like that, obviously know about rainbows. But for people outside of that who perhaps don't know or don't even know how to get those services, where do they go for referrals, or if they need those services for their children? Sure.
So for a child who is birthed at age 3, they can just call our main number, 316-267-5437. They can go to our website. All of the numbers are listed there. Like I said, for those birth to 3 services, they don't have to have a doctor's referral. They can just have a concern and want to get that evaluation. We can even do an evaluation and the child doesn't qualify and tell the parent, you know what, your child is meeting their developmental milestones. Give them peace of mind, just, make them feel good about that. For school age kids, if they are needing things like case management or family support services, they go through the county, the county developmental disability organization, and that's who would do the evaluation to see kind of what they would qualify for, and then they have the option then to choose rainbows for those services. So we do serve children who might need services their whole lives, and then through case management, we help them look at adult services. What options do they have for providers, for day programs, for living maybe in a group home or other arrangements. And so really helping the family, kind of figure out those next steps along the way.
What is case management for those who don't know what case management is?
Case managers are wonderful, passionate professionals that really walk alongside families.
That's awesome.
They get to know them, they get to know their child, and then they help them get what they need to be successful. So that might be supplements or equipment that maybe insurance paid for foot orthotics last year, but as we know, children grow, and maybe they're too tight this year, and insurance isn't going to pay again. And so they'll look for funding sources to fund those foot orthotics that are needed, and help them get those things. They'll also help families in crisis situations. We had a family that had a house fire, and so their case manager was, right there, helping them, get connected to the resources in our community for emergencies like that. But then helping them, she knew what equipment they had, helping them get, new things, replacements for those items that they really needed day to day for the disability that the children had. So they're really great. They'll go to IEP meetings with families to be their advocate, make sure that that plan is really going to work for that child and family.
Yeah.
Often they're, kind of a lifeline, someone to talk to, someone who's kind of been through situations with other families to help guide them to the right resource. So they're pretty amazing folks and do a good job helping families access different things that they might need for their child with special needs.
I think I read that y'all do have Spanish translators to help those families who English is not their first language.
Thanks for asking that
Yes.
question. We sure do. For our Birth to 3 program, we have a translator that can go out really on every visit to make sure that communication is really clear from the family to the therapist and then from the therapist to the family so they can get their questions answered.
Awesome.
We also have several case managers that speak Spanish for those Spanish-speaking families. We know that that really makes a difference to hear in your kind of native language. When you're talking about really specific things that are really personal to your child and your family.
Right.
So we do try to really have those translations available. One thing, if they go to our website, we just recently added a kind of a microsite that's all in Spanish.
Nice.
So we have a video of a family that speaks Spanish, and they talk about the services that they receive. You can see the translator and the therapist working with the family, and the mom really encourages people to reach out and get what they need for their child. In that way. Also, there's lots of different articles that have been written by our professional therapists. Often, questions, what do babies really see? When do they see colors? That sort of thing. When should I be worried about, my child's hearing? What are some real tips that my child might need a hearing screening, that sort of thing. And so all of those have been translated into Spanish, and they're right there on that microsite. On our homepage, there is a button, Espanol, and then all the content is there.
That is awesome. So if the community wants to support you because of the great things that you're doing and because of your mission, how can the community support your mission?
So we wouldn't be here without the community. It is a not-for-profit, and that requires, I said services were at no cost to families, but they're not free. We pay our staff, and we need those donations. So people can go to rainbowsunited.org. There's a donate button on every page. That's probably the easiest way to give to Rainbows. Lots of options there. And every dollar does make a difference. They can do a reoccurring gift, maybe give $25 a month. That really adds up and makes a big difference. For larger gifts, they can reach out to our development department and find out what those needs are for the agency that we really need funding for. And she'll be able to really share some options. People can also volunteer. We have a wonderful volunteer program. And we love volunteers at Rainbows. So they might be pulling weeds or helping build gingerbread houses or, we always give families an opportunity to or volunteers an opportunity to interact with the children and see what we do. See how they're making a difference and how that matters.
I love
so
that.
we value all of our volunteer groups and individuals to give back in that way too.
That is awesome. Another good way to give back. I've seen these events that you host, especially Fashion Passions, which I think one of your largest events, correct?
It is.
And then your Blarney Breakfast.
Yes.
Talk to me about those.
Yeah, so fundraising events really help get the word out
Yeah.
about what we do. We always share stories of the families that have been helped. Blarney Breakfast happens on St. Patrick's Day, as long as it's a weekday.
Yeah.
If it's on a weekend, we kind of move it around a
Yeah.
little bit. But it's just a wonderful, fun, chaotic way to start St. Patrick's Day. Out. It's a full breakfast.
Yeah.
We have celebrity coffee pourers
love that.
who work for tips that go towards rainbows, as well as Irish dancers. There's a leprechaun or two.
Okay.
It's just a really, really fun kind of, like I said, kind of chaotic
Yeah.
event. But it all does go to help children with special needs through
That is
rainbows. Loud bagpipers as well. It's really a good time.
A good way to start your morning.
Yes, and it's affordable.
Yeah.
You can bring the whole family. You can come with a group. It's a great tradition for a lot of people, and an
is
easy
awesome.
way to have fun.
Yeah.
And give to rainbows. Fashion Passion is a higher end type of event.
Yeah.
Lots of sponsorships, of course, for both events.
Yeah.
Fashion Passion has a runway show and auction, silent auction, live auction, fashions from Bradley Fair. Just really wonderful event.
Yeah.
People come, they get dinner, they see the fashion show, and they make a difference.
I love that.
And we educate
Yeah.
on where the money goes,
Right.
and how much it means to children and families in
Yeah.
our community.
I've been to both events, and both are incredible events. They're so much fun, but also very informational. And I appreciate that y'all do that, because sometimes we can forget like why we're there, right?
Right.
And so it's important for us to know why we're there. We're like, oh yes, let me give them more money to help them. But y'all do such an incredible job helping families. What are the future goals or plans for Rainbows?
I think that we're putting together some strategic plans. We have a new president who's been there about 6 months.
Nice.
So we are dreaming a bit about the future,
Yes.
and what do children and families need.
Yeah.
That's why we were created. Is why we've added programs over the years. We want to be sustainable into the future, and one of the things that we are working on is really to strengthen our endowment so that it can help fund some of the programs that we provide that don't pay for themselves.
Right. Very important.
Families can't pay what it costs to provide those services,
Right.
yet they need them.
Yeah.
And so we look for grants and different funding sources. But if we were to grow that endowment, that would really make a difference for Rainbow's future.
That's awesome. Michelle, before we end it, I can tell you're very passionate about rainbows. Where did that passion come from?
Well, helping children and families is, something worthwhile.
Yeah.
When I get to talk to families and hear their stories, and they trust me to share them, to encourage others, I count that as a real privilege.
Yeah.
So I've been at Rainbows long enough to see children who were little
Yes.
grow up.
Yes.
And that is such a privilege as well,
Yeah.
to see their personalities change, to see their families really just embrace who they are.
Yeah.
And nurture that, and see their talents, and have them, be the family they were meant to be.
Right.
That really grows deep, and it makes every day worth it.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you, Michelle, for being with us. Was there anything that I didn't get a chance to touch that you would like to tell our listeners?
I just want to make sure that people know that they don't have to have a doctor's referral.
Okay.
If they have a concern, they can call.
Perfect.
And services are at no cost to families. So there's no reason not to call. Get that evaluation, get your children the early intervention services that make such a difference really for the rest of their lives, which then translates to the family.
That's awesome.
So call Rainbows.
Yes, call Rainbows.
Thank
When
you,
in doubt, you
Juven.
can
Thank
always
you
see
so
the rainbow.
much.
Yes. Thank you so much, Michelle, for being here with us. Thank you. Thank you guys for listening to our podcast and for watching as well. Again, if you want to support Rainbows United, the website address will be at the end of our video. So thank you so much.